Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video, and today we are going to be taking a look at what is coming, or at least what I think is coming, in the next update of Brawl Stars. Now I've got 10 things that I think are either coming in this update of Brawl Stars or in the very near future. Now Supercell is just getting back from their summer vacation, and one would think that after coming from a long vacation, you're not going to have much to put into the update that's going to be dropping soon. But I've got some things that I think that they've been working on for quite some time, and that's what we're going to get into today. Now, of course, all of these are just predictions. None of this is confirmed. This is just me looking at things and thinking what I think could be coming, should be coming, or is going to come. The first thing that I think is going to come in this update, and I'm feeling pretty good about that, is a new environment. Now, previously in the video, we talked about 2 new brawlers, a new environment that I think might be coming based off of some stuff from the WKBRL stream. See there, guys? I got it right, not WKRBL. You guys roasted me for that one. That's okay. It's all right. And Kairos had predicted that a space theme was coming.
The next theme coming to Brawl Stars is space.
And while I think that that's a pretty good idea, 1, I want to be contrary, but 2, I've got a different idea. Now, Ray had mentioned on some of his videos that he thinks maybe a carnival theme is coming, and I really like that idea as well.
This next big update might be the big carnival theme.
But again, I want to come out with something different. And so I started looking at the brawlers. What brawlers do we have that do not have their own home, don't have their own environment yet? Usually Supercell doesn't bring out a new brawler and a new environment with that brawler in the same update. Normally, there's a brawler or 2 brawlers that are there waiting for their own environment. So if we take a look at some of the brawlers in the game that don't have their own environment yet, we've got 2 brawlers that belong to the same environment, and there is no environment for those brawlers yet. So for that reason, I think that we're going to see a hotel environment, or as Paul Chambers put it over on Twitter, you know, the guy who created all this stuff, the Snowtel. I think we're going to be getting a Snowtel environment for Gale and Mr. P. That's what I think the new environment is going to be in Brawl Stars. What's going to be in it? I don't know. Maybe some ice sculptures. Maybe, you know, you see the big hotel in the background. Maybe like a maintenance shack for Gale. That would be pretty cool. Some penguins. You got to have some penguins in there. Mr. P would be proud. But I think we're getting a hotel environment in this next update. The next thing on this update would be new skins. Now, that's not a bold prediction. We get new skins every update. However, I do think that we're going to be getting some of those Supercell make skins that have won past contests, but we haven't seen in-game yet. Frank said over on Twitter that all of the Supercell make skins will eventually come into game, and so I think we're going to see at least one of those make their way into game in this update. Now, while we're on the topic of more skins, Frank also said on Twitter that more true silver and true gold skins are coming. Probably not all of them in this update, but they're probably going to roll out maybe another 5 true silver, true gold skins. So if you're into that thing and you have a bunch of gold laying around, which I do, maybe this will give you something to spin those coins on. Next up, and this one's not a big surprise, although we do have some really big things coming to the game, and I think this update, which I'll get to here in just a second, but we're going to be getting some balance changes. Now, Frank mentioned specifically on Twitter, he mentioned Gale and Surge. He thought that the direction that they went with the nerfs that they just received was a good start, but it's not quite enough. They're still overplayed and they're overrepresented pretty much everywhere. So look for something with Gale to change, specifically his gadget. Frank mentioned his gadget a couple times over on Twitter, and what I think that they're going to do with that is that the jump pad that he puts down will not be permanent. It won't be there constantly. It'll probably fade after a certain amount of time, and you'll have to replace it if you want to use it. Now, this next one, I think that it has a better chance of not coming in this update than it does in future updates. But this is something that is on Supercell's radar and is something that needs to be done in the game, and that is something for clubs. Frank specifically mentioned this over on Twitter, and he really likes that little winking emoji. I've noticed it in a lot of his tweets. Does that winking emoji mean that, hey, this is coming very soon, this coming this update, or is just like, yeah, we're working on it? Probably the last of the ones, but clubs need something. What is the reason for being in a club other than to harass your friends? Pretty much nothing. There's no benefit. It's just a social function. And they need to give clubs something to bring everybody together to work towards some common goal. I think that they want to come up with something unique and something big. And could that be Club Wars? Possibly, but I don't think that that's going to come this update. That's a massive undertaking, and just coming off of the vacation that they've been on, I don't think that we're going to see that this update, but it is something that's on the radar, and it's something that's going to be coming into Brawl Stars, hopefully sooner rather than later. Another thing that I think we're going to be seeing this update is some changes to Power Play. I don't think that Power Play is in a bad spot. In fact, Frank mentioned over on Twitter that the numbers aren't great, but they're very stable. So people are playing it, and the people that are playing it, they keep playing it. However, I'm sure they want to get more people involved in it. I know personally, I rarely play Power Play. Maybe they need to incentivize it a bit more, maybe not just star points, or maybe put more stuff available for star points that would there in turn like, okay, well, I need to play this, or I want to play this so that I can get those rewards so that I can get this other thing that I've been wanting. Either way, I think we're going to be seeing some changes to Power Play, either in structure of the game mode or the game, in type itself, or to the rewards of Power Play. The next one I think has a pretty decent chance of making it this update is a new game mode, specifically Present Plunder coming back as Capture the Flag. I was always a little surprised when they put Hot Zone in the game rather than Present Plunder, because I thought that Present Plunder has a much more dynamic gameplay. It's just more fun, in my opinion, or it would be if they were to change a few things to where it was before. I think with a couple tweaks, Present Plunder could be almost as fun as Brawl Ball, and I think that they should put it back in game, and I think it's going to be coming back in game. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, get rid of Siege and put in Present Plunder. So I think Present Plunder is going to be coming back into Brawl Stars as a Capture the Flag game mode, and I think it's going to be coming in this update. Now, a little bit of a smaller one for most people probably, and I'm not sure if it's ever going to come into game. I think that it would be really cool, and I think there's a decent chance, and that is creator pins. Now, they tweeted this out, and they had a pin of me and OJ, or at least for the US audience, they had one of me and OJ. And wouldn't it be cool, I mean, narcissistically, I'm thinking yes, if you could, support your favorite creator by buying a pin of theirs, and you could run around spamming your, Ray emote, or your Lex emote, or your OJ, or Chief Pat, or Kairos, or Wonder Brat, or whoever it is that you're really into, whoever, buy them all. Heck, you gotta, it's like Pokemon, you gotta catch them all, right? Then, not only would we have everybody using code Lex, all right, not everybody, but you should be. But also, you could be, spamming my, beautiful face at everybody while you're spinning on them. That would be fun. So we've already covered one really big ticket item in the new environment, the Snowtel, but also we've got two more really big items here. First off, let's cover the two new brawlers that I think will be coming into the game. Now again, this is just speculation, but I think that we're going to get a villain brawler who is a healer. What's that going to be like? It could be like I've seen people in the comments saying like a witch doctor, or, like a plague kind of thing. But I think that may be a little bit too dark for what Supercell does. So I'm thinking even like a robotic brawler that has like a laser gun that shoots green lasers out of it that you could heal. Or here's a thought too that I had. What about a brawler that you could switch back and forth between healing and damage? So you could choose whether your shots healed or they did damage, and you would have to swap between which one you wanted. So let's just say it's Crow, just because I love Crow. You could hit the button and you're in like healing mode, and every time you shot somebody, you did a healing over time, which I think would be a cool effect for any new brawler, any new healer brawler, to do like a healing over time effect on people. But then you could hit the button and bam, you're back to doing damage. That would be really cool, like a dual purpose brawler, and you play it however which way you want, and you could switch it at any point to the different style. That would be really cool. But overall, I think we're going to be getting a healer brawler that is a villain. But the second brawler we're going to be getting, I actually don't know. Maybe it could be Colonel Ruff. That would be a cool idea. And I put that out before, and I think that's a possibility, but how realistic of a possibility? I don't know, but I think that it would fit really well. I do think that the second brawler that we get is going to be from a new environment that is not yet in game. So one, I think we're getting a villain brawler that's a healer, and two, a second brawler that is from a new environment. All right, so the very last thing that I think that they're going to be putting in game, and I think it's going to be happening this update. I would be a little surprised in some respects if it is this update, but I've been saying this, guys, for the past few update predictions, and I'm just convinced. Maybe I'm just convincing myself, but I've got some evidence to back it up this time. All right, you guys remember when I did an interview with Auntie and Danny? Auntie is the guy who is control of pretty much all the maps that come into the game. And I asked them specifically about an in-game map maker, and this is what they said. Have you considered making an in-game map making feature?
Yes, we've thought about that.
Period. Yep, that's it.
Now, they didn't outright say yes or no, but the looks on their faces and the way that they were kind of like sidestepping it and not really saying much about it, it just screams at me, yes, this is coming into game. But that's not the only evidence I have. If we head back on over to Frank's Twitter, he's made multiple comments about maps. He just had a contest over on Twitter where he had polls like every few minutes where people would vote on which maps they liked better. And it was kind of a bracket style poll. And in the end, he came up with a rotation that you guys chose, or at least the people that are voting over on Twitter. Now, he specifically said that it wasn't official. He was doing it just for fun and or, just seeing what you guys thought. But I think that there's a decent chance that what you guys voted on Twitter will have some effect on the maps that are coming into game. And yes, I do think we're going to be getting some old school maps back into the game. Bring back Sneaky Fields. Come on, Auntie. I know you're watching this. So Frank's been talking about maps a lot, and then a couple of the comments are very intriguing because of the way he words them and his little winky emojis. Frank, lay off the winky emojis unless they mean something, and then keep using them to let us know. He mentions specifically an in-game map maker. He says, yes, we already know it'd be cool. But he also says that who knows better about which maps that you should be playing on and which maps are fun than the people who are actually playing them every day. That's us. So here's my idea. There's going to be an in-game map maker coming into the game. So you're going to be able to make maps in-game. And then you and your friends are going to be able to play them. Those maps will also go into a pool of different maps that you can play. So you can play a map that I made. You can play a map that your friends made. You can play some random map that you don't know who made it. Well, it'll probably say. And then you can vote on those maps. And the maps that receive the most amount of votes, the most fun maps that are come into the game via the in-game map maker, are going to go into a rotation, maybe like one day a week. That would be cool, that you get to play the community map of the week, the one that's gotten the most votes. Boom, everybody's playing it for a week. How freaking cool would that be? I think that they want to give us tools to inspire our creativity, and Frank tweeted out something very similar to that effect. Inspire us, let us create, and then see what we can do from there. That would be awesome. So those are my update predictions for not only this update, but at least let's just say this year in Brawl Stars. What do you think? Do you like the ideas that I've had here? Do you think that I'm on base, or do you think that I'm just completely crazy and I'm totally wrong? I guess we're going to find out soon. Now, when is the update coming? I think that the update's going to drop the day after this season ends. No big shocker revelation, but also I think that on 10/8 we're going to get a second brawler. And if you want to know why I was thinking these things and some of the reasoning behind my point in getting there, watch my Brawl Detective video about 2 new brawlers and when I think that they're going to be coming with the update and all that good stuff. So that's my predictions. Whoa, I shook the camera. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what you would love to see more than anything coming to Brawl Stars in this update. But for now, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. Okay, I got a screwdriver. I don't know why I have a screwdriver right here, but I do.